Hustle culture, I believe, is the biggest trap of the 21st century. I believe that we're living in the biggest rat race. I'm not talking about the jobs. I'm not against jobs in any which way. I used to be, but not now. But I believe the hustle culture regarding the business, regarding the online space where you make money online, but you follow the hustle culture, you follow the 24/7 grind. I think this is the biggest trap of the human century, of this century at least. Why is it? Because think about it. We have demonized the concept of working a job, of working in the matrix. We've deemed terms like slave, brokey, or just a rat race. We've associated humans with the rats. And everywhere we go, we just have this notion playing around in one way or the other. Where some people are making a little bit of money online and they think that they're the kings and everybody else is a wagey and brokey. Now, don't get me wrong, I make money online. I run a consulting business and I just help my clients, give them advice on how to improve their lives, how to improve their social life, just so that they can win this game called life. But at the same time, I'm not opposed to working a 9 to 5 job for others. Sure, I won't do it, but I don't hate others for doing it. You see this concept where people are having a business and hating, absolutely hating the people who are working a 9 to 5 job. Well, and in most cases, the people who are buying from them are working a job. So are you hating the profession of somebody who's paying you money? So there's a discrepancy, and everybody is driven by ego, and they don't want to understand the other people's perspective. But the newer trap is where these people, the business owners, they are stuck in this trap of thinking that they are having the freedom while they are being rats and being in the rat race themselves. Let me tell you why. Because some of these people are just optimizing everything for business and they're giving up fun, they're giving up all socialization. And I've did all of it. I've done all of it. I'm telling you. There was a point in my life where I forced myself to not go out, not socialize, not talk to girls, not listen to music, not watch any movies. I still have a few protocols that I'm following, like not listening to music, not watching movies, still not talking to girls, still, but not socializing, not going out, not having fun, not eating out. I didn't go out to eat. I rarely took out food. Like I wanted to eat food and like expensive food or like food you get from restaurant, the tasty delicious one, the food that you take away. I didn't do it. I forced myself that if I make this amount of money, then I can do it. Only then I'll allow myself to do it. And that was a season in my life where I had to make the money. I had to prove myself. It was the beginning phase. Right after that, I had realized that I was staying stuck in a trap, which I don't want to stay stuck on, which was the suffering that I had gone through, the intentional suffering, where I was forcing myself to suffer just so I can get a few rewards in this world. Sure, I'm not being opposed to getting the rewards. I still make money. I still strive for success in business. But to do it and to put yourself into unnecessary suffering is something I believe is the modern day trap. Everybody thinks that they need to suffer. They need to put themselves under unnecessary burden just to get the rewards of this world that they desire. But that is not the case for the most part. And This is the myth. This is the limiting belief everybody else is following in this space. That, oh, I need to suffer. I need to experience pain for growth. Pain is needed for growth. Yes, some part of it is true, and pain is something that is universal for everybody. This is Pain is the element that is present in life. Life happens with pain, but that doesn't mean that there's no room for fun, that you don't have any space for fun, that you make pain the ultimate motive instead of the rewards that you were seeking in the first place. This is what's unhealthy, and this unhealthiness is where everybody's stuck on. So there are two aspects. The first one is hating people for having a job while you have a business. And the second is thinking that pain is the pathway for you to achieve the riches of this world. Both are the biggest trap of the modern men. Believe it or not, everywhere you go, you see bunch of kids trading online, thinking they've made it, and then hating on jobs, hating on the people who have normal 9 to 5 jobs, and associating slangs with these people. For example, like brokies, you're a slave, you're slave to the society, slave to the matrix. Are you calling your father, who has given you all the luxuries or the necessities of this world, are you calling him a slave? Is he a slave for putting you in a good position? No. You're here because of him, because he worked a 9 to 5. And you're calling him poor? You're calling him a brokey, a wagey, a rat stuck in a race? And the second thing is associated with pain. You see people who have the motive, who just work to grind. Oh, I need to do this. No, this is my duty. Yes, sure, if you're driven by the sense of duty and it fulfills you, sure. In some way, it's not gonna give you pain, it's gonna give you pleasure, and you're gonna enjoy the journey. But for the most part, and for the most of you who are doing a business, I see so many people, and especially the young people, who have been brainwashed by the hustle culture. All they think is that they will succeed because of the pain. Oh, I need to have pain. No pain, no gain. Even if they're building a muscle, no pain, no gain. They don't, and the people who are working out, they don't take recovery days. They think having rest days are bad. Is that you're a weakling? Is that you're not cut out for the gym? You're not one of the gym bros if you're doing it, and you're just a little girl for taking a lot of rest days, for looking into recovery. And this no pain, no gain mindset actually causes them to have this muscle tear, and their tissues are torn, and then they're experiencing fatigue, and then no wonder they're just exhausted all the time, and they look like a zombie who's about to kill or eat anybody who comes in their proximity. Why is this? Because they have attuned themselves or forced themselves to actually seek pain, while when they began their journey, their vision was something else. They were seeking something else. They were probably seeking the outcome, the rewards, or the successes. Now everything, the destination has become the pain for them, and they're suffering internally, and then they're justifying it by saying, no, you're doing it wrong. Like, you need to experience pain. No, no, no. You're such a weakling. Don't even talk to me. You don't even know what it is. Come talk to me after you know the game. They think this is the game. They think these are the rules that are hard written. Because even the a few of the most successful people are unfortunately following this limited belief, and they're driven by pain, not the reasons why they should do it, not the fulfilling part of it, no, not the reasons where they enjoy it. They're just doing it for the sake of doing it, like for the sake of pain. Something traumatic happened, and they just don't want to do it. They don't want to deal with it, and they're just driven by pain. And this is the misery of the successful entrepreneur. Now, I'm not hating the rich people. I'm not hating the entrepreneurs who are on the other level. I actually strive to learn from them. I actually strive. I've actually written down and studied so many multimillionaires because of, if I could just get their mental models and replicate it, I could achieve the same success. This is my mindset. So I'm always learning from them, and I'm always open to learning from them. But at the same time, I've noticed some of them, and you can, and on YouTube there's going to be plenty of them. But some of them are driven by pain, which is a wrong motivating factor. If you are driven by pain, you cannot sustain it any longer. Either you're going to burn out in the way, or you're just going to destroy everything on the way. So you become the destructive weapon. And the pain actually controls you, makes you more painful, and makes you more pain in the ass for others. So this was my 2 cents and 2 points, which I think that the society is headed in a wrong direction, and it would be a good society if we, starting from me, tend to actually drop these two things and move on a positive way